All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. So the market opened right away, and so let's give it a minute so people on the Telegram can join. I think NASDAQ is already in the area of interest, but let me take a look. Yeah. Okay, so NASDAQ is already in the area of interest where we are potentially waiting for, for buyers' reaction. So, it's actually very interesting. There was NFP today and all the news that happened, and the data was, some data was positive, some was negative. So because of that, a lot of pairs were actually going up, like gold. Gold was moving up a lot. So it's looking like the sell momentum has been continued since. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, since the last trade I had on Tuesday, I've just been taking SLs. And I was right on the direction, just that whenever I enter the trade, I got stopped out first before the trade eventually now move on. Anyway, it is what it is though. What we're gonna do now is that now the NASDAQ is an area of interest for buy, right? So the question is, do we want to buy from this level, given all the other things that is actually happening? So I would say that NASDAQ right now still has potential to keep selling. Now NASDAQ has taken the previous day low. They couldn't take the previous day high. So after London session, the analysis, they immediately come for the previous day low. And now that NASDAQ has come for the previous day low, now inside the demand zone, there is just a second demand zone that I would really like to see NASDAQ in. This one, I knew they are going to blast through this one anyway. So this particular zone we are right now seems to potentially is going to hold. It seems the zone we are inside right now is going to hold, or at least temporarily it's going to hold. But if you see S&P 500, S&P 500. Anyway, so this is what we're going to do. Since potentially this particular zone can hold, we are going to switch to the 1 minute. As soon as the structure has changed back to bullish on the 1 minute, and then we're seeing like a pullback, a higher low formation, we're going to join the move. But we could potentially join the move from where it is right now. If we do join the move from where it is now, we'll be able to put our stop perfectly at 100 points, and then we will be able to target back at least the Asian high or the Asian low for the TP, which is probable. Otherwise, NASDAQ would just go ahead and blast through the area. Although if we really want to take a trade in this zone right now, the place that the stop loss should be, that really needs to be, is somewhere right here, which is about 180 points. It's too much. Actually, it's too much. Honestly, I would love to take a buy on NASDAQ because the formation is looking good at least. It's also in a demand zone, so it's a perfect it's like a perfect setup. So what I think now is that I'm going to go in for a buy on NASDAQ. Actually, I'm gonna go in for a buy. The only thing is that I might use a reduced risk size. I might use a reduced risk size. Oh, let's see. Should I reduce the risk or should I use the normal risk on? My normal risk is one lot, $100, 1 pip. If I do 0.5, I will have to wait a long time. So what I'm gonna do, I will still lose $100 anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a 1 lot risk on this trade right now. So let me just check one more thing before I actually enter the trade. S&P 500 seems to want to be going down, and that's unlike it. Although I really don't care about what S&P 500 does most of the time. I just care a lot. I care only about what NASDAQ wants to do. So the thing now is that if I'm going to enter the trade, I should at least cover my stop loss below the zone, right? That would be the best thing to do, to cover the stop loss below the zone itself. But I'm also having a feeling that I should actually just like hold on a little bit, because you know I might just be making a early decision. I believe that the sell can just still continue and reach the second demand zone. So for that reason, I don't really have a lot of money to play with today. Guys, we are in a big drawdown. I'm in a 4% drawdown on the prop firm challenge. So things are looking quite tight. So I need to trade very carefully now, apparently. So if I'm going to be trading today, at least I need to like not only reduce the risk, be extremely sure, at least see extra confirmation before I actually enter the trade. So, and right now what I'm thinking is that NASDAQ can potentially start pulling up. Let's give it a minute. Let's let the first 15-minute candle finish. So maybe it will invalidate our buying idea, which if it does, good thing for us. We just have to hold on. We just have to hold on. All right, we're looking for opportunity to buy. We can't look for opportunity to sell again because the sell had already moved. And even if the sell wants to continue from here, we won't be able to put our stop loss properly. But it's a good opportunity though. 181 points. If it will keep going, keep going down. However, there is a chance that the demand zone is going to hold. What does it look like on 1 hour? Okay, on the 1 hour, it's looking like this. It's looking more like this, like this, like this, like this. So this might actually be the formation of the move for the buyer. So if we want to enter an early entry, our stop at least has to be here. So 155 point stop loss. If we do take that entry, it will be an early entry. It would be an early entry. And NASDAQ can just come again and just tap into the other zone and take you out. That would be so sad. Imagine you enter a trade and then straight to stop loss. Like it happened to me yesterday. I entered a trade and straight it went to stop loss. It's ridiculous. All right, so it looks like sellers are still in the market. So let's be very patient. Today is Friday, so potentially the last trading day of the week. It's not a bad week, but in terms of PNL, we are negative. We are negative in PNL, so it's very sad. It's quite sad. It's quite sad. It's quite saddening. If a 1 minute candle should actually close bullish, I think we could consider buying NASDAQ from here. You just put the stop properly at the end of the zone. I think this zone at least will cause some movements to the upside on NASDAQ. Maybe not a lot of movement, but the zone actually seems to want to hold. And I also like the formation on the 30 minutes. I like to see this type of candle pattern on a, Anyway, we would still know. We would know shortly. We will know shortly. Yeah, 130 point stop. So if we really want to take this buy, okay, when it was here, we would have taken it, but now that's moved up a little bit more. When it was down at this level, we could have entered, but I'm skeptical today. I'm very skeptical, very skeptical. The truth doesn't matter is a price would go only one of the two directions. Either it goes up or it goes down, right? So right now I'm thinking we should find an entry. We should find an entry. Let's say something. S&P 500 has reached the extreme of the zone. Potentially NASDAQ as well might do the same thing. So I think for this reason, let's take a chill pill. Yeah, let's take an extra chill pill today. It's looking like, you know, everyone is trying to blast through the zone. You can see what this guy is doing. Wow. Okay. It looks like we might be getting a move to the downside on S&P 500, especially if there's still like more, if there is more. Okay, in this case now, let's go like this, back to 15 minutes. Back to 15 minutes. So 5 minutes to the close of this candle. 5 minutes to the close of the first 15 minutes. All right, so nothing is clear yet. That's why I have not entered the trade. Nothing is clear yet, and because of that, I'm going to just hold on. I'm going to hold on. I'm going to hold on. Let's hold on. But NASDAQ is in a demand zone, so wow, that's 100 points. It's not bad. NASDAQ could move 100 points up. Okay. Unless you want to take another scalp entry. If you're scalping, obviously you put a stop here. You can't take a big trade without and put a stop in a ridiculous place. You still lose $100 if you put it there. Like anything you do, you lose $100. Crazy. Anyway, if the idea of buying is correct, if you buy from here, the expectation is that the price should just zoom up from there. Okay. Okay. Let me see US30. US30 is tanking downward. Whereas NASDAQ is showing a sign that it might go up. NASDAQ is showing a sign that it might go up. Although on the higher time frame, it's more like a rejection or a slowdown before the continuation to the downside. So that's another reason to be very careful. That's like another reason to be quite careful. So what do you think, guys? What do you really think? Do you think that we are going to be getting a buy to the upside? And should we engage a low risk entry? I'm thinking of giving it a try. I think there should be some buyers in this level, even if we can risk like 50 points, you know, just risk like 50 points thereabout. So the price has even moved up again. So if we can get a small entry, like a good pullback. Oh, it's moving and leaving us already again. The candlestick formation on the 5 minutes is looking, it's making some bullish formation for me. I'm familiar with it before, so hopefully if I get a pullback, I won't chase. Where it is right now is too much. If I get a proper pullback, I will try a low risk entry. I would put a small risk on the trade. I'll put a small risk on the trade and see. Probably I would do 0.5. So if it pullbacks again, I would do a 0.5 entry. If it does pull back, I would do a 0.5 entry. So let's see. All right, guys, I took a buy, and the buy I took is going to the upside. Hopefully let me show you. All right, so that's the trade I just took now. I took the trade potentially to go to the upside, and let's see how it goes. So I'm going to risk about $50 on this, and it's not looking the best right now. As soon as I enter, it's going straight to drawdown. And so 24531. I'm gonna set a stop loss 24531. So I'm trying to set the stop loss to $50. Okay, that's 47. That's 45. So yeah, I set the stop loss now. I'm risking $42 on the trade. So I took a buy, and though where I put the stop loss is the invalidation point, meaning that if NASDAQ should go there, I'm wrong about the direction, right? So, but it's not the correct place to put the stop loss. If you really want to put the stop loss for the buy, it has to be behind the zone. But because today is Friday, I don't want to stay in the trade for too long. So if you really want to set a proper stop, you put it here, you know, about 200 points. So that even if it wants to retest into deeper of the demand zone, you would potentially be safe. And the TP is going to be the 15 minutes candle, the high of the 15 minutes candle. So hopefully we can take a profit on this trade. Hopefully, I'll just target a 1 to 2 if that happens. 24852. Let's see. 24852. Oh man, I hope this thing goes to our direction and then give us some profits. That would be good. Okay, so almost at $100. Okay. All right, it's not looking the best, but let's give it some time. Let's give it some time. Okay, so basically now we are going to potentially wait and see what NASDAQ wants to do. It's looking like we might be taking a very fast stop loss because it's moving very fast to the stop level. And if that happens, oh la la, S&P 500 is selling more, so that's a red flag. That means that NASDAQ would be doing the same thing as well. So we might have entered a early entry. The buy might be a very early entry. If I get an opportunity to close the buy in some profit, I'm gonna do that. So see, right now it's losing about $19. So I'm thinking that because of what S&P 500 is doing, it's possible that that a sell would continue. And if I can right now, I should try and get out of this trade potentially. I should try and get out. I should try and get out of the trade. Let's see. I think I should just get out right now because it's like half of the. I think I'm wrong, so I'm gonna just get out right now. All right, I'm out of the trade actually. I took a loss there, about $20. So it's not looking the best for the buy setup because of what S&P 500 is doing. Even though if NASDAQ later go up, I'm gonna be so pissed. But based on what S&P 500 is doing, it's not looking the best. And I think what we can just do now is hold on, or let's just call it a week, and come back next week. Let's come back next week. Let's not make another trading decision again for this week. Let's be one and done. Let's be one and done. I think for today I'm gonna call it a week because right now the sell momentum is actually a lot in the market, and also the the zone prices inside the demand zone. But is it really going to hold, or they will just keep selling and selling to the downside and all? So because of that, I don't want to potentially put too much more money on risk. Even though right now I just took a quick decision, I close out the trade, and let's call it a break. Let's give ourselves a break and come back refresh on Monday. We're gonna do this. We're gonna pass the phase 2. We're gonna smash it. Only if we're actually patient, we'll be able to do that. So let's have a nice week, and happy and safe trading. If you finally get a trade today, make sure to trade carefully, and hopefully you get to make money and keep your money. All right, see everybody again next week. Happy and safe trading, and